I am back, yeah.
டேஞ்சருக்கு ஹை-ஃபை போடு டேவிலுக்கு வானம் ரோடு சிறகு எரிய உலகம் எரிய
So, hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time since I've done something like this. But today I am going to be reviewing Spiderman Across the Spiderverse in English because I did do the Tamil version before this and I got some requests to do it in English too. So I thought why not, it's been a long time since I've done a full video in English. So let's just get into the review. But before we do, let me just say that this review is my own personal opinion. As in, I'm just gonna say that what I saw in the movie, if it was good or bad for me, and if I liked it or I didn't like it, and some important stuff you probably should know before you go and watch the movie. But once again, it's completely from my perspective, own opinion, so it may be different from your opinion. Like, you may not like the movie, you may like the movie. I can't guarantee anything, but as I said, this is my own personal opinion, so don't be mad if you didn't feel the same way about the movie. And this is a non-spoiler review, so there won't be any spoilers. So if you haven't watched Across the Spiderverse yet, don't worry because there's no spoilers, so no issues. Let's just get into the video. Across the Spiderverse is an animated movie that was universally praised because before it released, the critics saw it and it was full on like positive reviews. So it was very hyped. It was extremely hyped, and if you ask me if it did live up to the hype or not, I would say yes, it really did live up to the hype it created and the expectations. The creators tried to make something special, something unique, tried to bring comic book into animation. But I mean, the film is really ambitious on next level, like on every level. If you didn't know already, this film is the sequel to the 2018 animated film Into the Spider-Verse, and it is the second part of a trilogy. That means 3-part movies, and the third part, Beyond the Spider-Verse, is, I think so, it's set to release next year. So just a small detail before we get into the review of the second movie, which is the movie I'm reviewing now, Across the Spiderverse. What do I say about first? It's a 3-part movie, and I think so, Across the Spiderverse, I think so, I heard that it is the longest Hollywood release animation movie of all time. And how do I say this? Like, I'm not sure how to say this. Across the Spiderverse is part of a really big story that the creators are trying to tell. When the film has everything, from the humor to the fun and to the emotional story, the creators tried to do the best film that they could make and the biggest film that they could make. Like, for example, let's talk about a very important part of the movie, which is the animation. The animation is very unique. The creators try to do every unique thing and every special thing about animation, the tricks about animation. This film does so many things about animation. I mean, with animation that you cannot do with a normal live action movie or a comic book. Top animation movies like studios like Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks and so on, they give you an animated film with a story, with a beautiful visuals and beautiful animations, but they don't actually do something unique with the animation. That's where Across the Spiderverse is different from any other normal animation movie, because it does something unique. It does something different. It tries every different thing, and the art style, the trying to bring so many different art styles into one movie. It's just something unique to see, and you're like, wow, this is new, this is cool, this is nice. And another main part of the movie is the story of Across the Spider-Verse. At first glance, maybe if you saw the trailer or maybe some promos, you may think that this is a big, epic, fan service filled movie with Easter eggs, comic book characters and from the Disney XD cartoons, and lots of different Spider people. But beyond that, it also tells like a very emotional and very character based, relatable story, relatable human like story, like the struggle of balancing between being Spider-Man and being Peter Parker and being Miles Morales, or the struggle to balance between being Gwen Stacy and being Spider-Gwen. And the film builds like a story around that, which apart from the fan service is really emotional to see, with the humor. It's like an emotional roller coaster, the film is. And before I continue, I just need to say the film has no post-credit scenes, no mid-credit scenes. So if you're sitting in the theater waiting for like a big tease for Beyond the Spider-Verse, I mean, it's good to stay until the end, until the credits finish. I usually do that, but there's nothing, just credits. So don't expect anything else. And another solid main strong holding pillar of the movie is the music. The music is the background score, the songs, the song selections, they're all great. It fits the movie really well in every scene. And like for some characters, their background music really elevates them. For example, the Spider-Man 2099, his background music, it really gives more goosebumps to his character when that character appears. And this is another thing, is that this is something that I don't know if it's a plus point, a good part of the movie, or a not so good part of the movie. It's the ending, the really hard cliffhanger ending. Like, if you saw Infinity War, it completes the story. Like, even though Thanos won, the Avengers lost, but it like completes the Infinity War story. And for the next part, you're just gonna see the Avengers winning again, defeating Thanos again, because the story of Infinity War is complete. But when you come to Across the Spider-Verse, it ends in a really hard cliffhanger where it may make you wait for the next part even more, with more hype. It may frustrate you that you have to wait 9 months more to see what happens, to see the continuation, because it's not a complete story. It's very much the first part of 2 movies. Like, you can clearly see it. Like, when I was sitting and I was watching, like, okay, the ending, I was watching, okay, I think so there's like half an hour more to the movie before it ends, and it ends, and I'm like, wait, what? That's it? And I have to wait 9 months more to see what happens next? So for some people, it's like, for me, I really love the cliffhanger ending. makes me wait more for the next part, but for some people it may be really frustrating. So that's why I don't know if it's a good plus point or not so good. It's like somewhere in the middle. So for some people it's good, for some people it's not. Overall, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse is a worthy movie. I think everyone should watch this movie in theaters at least once, because apart from a normal live action movie, an animation movie is really hard to make, like extremely more harder than a live action movie. You may know why, because it's animation. You need to animate each character, you need to draw each scenery, each buildings, the background, the characters, everything you draw from scratch, their movements, the animation. It's really hard to make, it takes a lot of time. And Across the Spider-Verse, it like travels through different art style, which is slightly even harder to make. So for the sake that Sony put in a lot of money to make such a film and bring it all the way to the theaters, I think it's time to do your part and watch the film in theaters without privacy. Because at least for the people who worked in the film, who worked so hard in the film to get this 2 hours and 18 minutes so and so movie to the theaters for you to watch. So, and once again, this movie needs to be seen in the big screen for the best experience. And that's all I can say about this movie. If I say anything more, it's gonna be a spoiler, so I think I should stop here. It's better. I'll see you in the next video. Watch the movie in the theaters.